Hi, Ma. Hi. How are you all? Really, it is a big task for us managing the kids, and even our husbands is doing work from home. So now we are facing a very big problem. Anyhow, so actually, unexpectedly we got leaves now. So that's why we have stopped our classes, everything. But I don't want to waste our time. Why? Because even though we are sitting at home, we can work. There is possibility. So meanwhile, if I give idea for two topics, you can prepare for five more topics on your own. And mainly note that no topic should be chosen by any two. That means you have to choose the topics uh, separately. Okay, the same topic shouldn't be taken by two students. Okay, it is very important. So that's why you choose the topic according to your interest. So whenever you are taking one topic, you better ask your friends not to take that topic. So like that, we can do individually. Okay. Now, if you are coming to first video, first topic, that is algebraic expressions, I have written and I have sent you the photos. If you observe, I have written T S like that here. See this one, T. T in the sense teacher and S in the sense students. So whenever we are going to the class first, we will be wishing the students, hi students, how are you? Good morning, like that. Soon after finishing the introduction, we will start the class. So that introduction, you know how to write. That's why I'm skipping that one. Coming to the topic, first you have to ask students, please tell me what is this. So you have to write this one, the variable x on the blackboard, or y, z, anything according to your choice. Whenever we are writing some alphabet here, in mathematical language, each alphabet is said to be the variable. So the students will be giving the answer variable. Now, teacher will ask them, what are these things, ma? X, Y, Z, P, Q, or S, like this. They will be telling, obviously, they are variables. Why? Because here we have written only one, and here we are writing many variables. So they will be telling variables. Okay. Now, we have to ask, okay, what about this? So you write randomly, it is 2x, 5y, 3x square, 2p, like that. So they will be telling those are variables multiplied by numbers. Okay. Now, if you write 2x, 5y, then if we ask what is the degree of those variables, then they will be telling that each variable has a degree 1, right? Now we are telling that it is very good. Now look at this. So whenever you are writing this expression 2x minus 7, then you will be asking what is this. So students will tell that it is an equation, but it is wrong. Why? Because here we are not having any LHS, just we are having the particular thing 2x minus 7. We can't conclude that it is either LHS or RHS. How can we say that it is LHS or RHS? So there is no possibility. That's why let us consider this thing 2x minus 7. So this is said to be expression. Okay. Why? Because if we are not having any LHS or RHS, then we will call that term as expression. And whenever we are having 2x minus 7 is equal to say some 35, then this is having both LHS and RHS. So this is said to be an equation. For example, if 2x minus 7 is equal to 0, that is RHS is equal to 0, then it is called a homogeneous equation. Homogeneous equation in the sense the RHS will be equal to 0. But now we are not talking anything about homogeneous equation. We are just telling that what is an equation. So equation will have both RHS and LHS, whereas the expression have only terms without having any equals. Okay, so here we have to give them an idea about expression and equation. Now after that, you have to write this one on board. 2x minus 7 is equal to 35. So here 7 is said to be constant, 35 is said to be constant even though it is on RHS. Coming to 2x, 2 is the coefficient of the variable x. That means the entire equation is having of variables and constants. So this type of equation is said to be an algebraic equation. Okay, if you observe here, the degree of the variable x is 1. So we can say that an equation having the variables with the degree 1 is called a linear equation. Linear equation is also known as simple equation. Here I have not written that word, but you make it a mark. Okay, linear equation is also known as simple equation. See here, I have introduced an expression first, 2x minus 7. So I told that x is a variable, 7 is a constant. So it is an expression. After that, I have written is equal to 35, that is RHS. So I am telling that this is an equation. Okay, whenever an equation contains variables and constants, then it is said to be an algebraic equation. This algebraic equation is having degree 1 and hence it is called a linear equation. See here, first I have started with expression, later with an equation. After that, from equation, I have defined what is algebraic equation, and from this algebraic equation, I told what is a linear equation or a simple equation. Right. Now, these are some more examples. Say some 2x plus y is equal to 9, 4x plus 1 is equal to some 2x plus 3, like that. Even you can write in two variables like that. If you write 2x square plus y is equal to 9, then that is not a linear equation. Why? Because we are talking only the variables having one degree, right? So these are all some more examples for linear equations. Now consider the algebraic equation with which we have started, that is 2x minus 7 is equal to 35. Now let us solve this. So 2x minus 7 is equals to 35. As 7 is constant and 35 is constant, I am sending this 7 to this side. 2x is equals to 35 plus 7, which is equal to 42, and therefore x is equal to 42 by 2 is equals to 21. See, as we are in 8th standard, they know what is the transpose of the subtraction, transpose of the multiplication, transpose of division, everything. As here 2 is the multiplication, whenever we are transposing that, it is becoming in the denominator by 2. So here the transpose for multiplication is division. If you want, you can mention here separately. Okay, transpose of plus is equals to minus, transpose of minus is equals to plus, transpose of into is equals to divided by, and the transpose of divided by is equals to into. You can write here separately. Of course, they are 8th class students, they know it very well. So no need to mention all those things. But whenever you feel no student is responding and how they are placing a question mark on their faces, how we have written 2x is equals to 42, x is equals to 42 by 2, then you have to explain here. Okay. Now, if you see, you are having finally x is equals to 21 is the value. So now we have to make them to check whether the value obtained for x is equals to 21 is right or wrong. So this is nothing but checking rule. So in order to check whether this x value is right or not, there is only one way, which is nothing but substituting the obtained x value in the given algebraic equation. If you substitute x is equals to 21 in this given equation, 2x minus 7 is equals to 35, then 2 into 21 minus 7 is equals to 35. So 35 is equals to 35, that is LHS is equals to RHS. So here we are having LHS is equals to RHS. So we can say exactly x is equals to 21 is the solution of the given algebraic equation. 2x minus 7 is equals to 35, right? Is it clear? So how can we sum up what we told here is, so you can pose a question. Okay, before that, whenever here in first paper, whenever we are arriving here, let me show you. So here we have defined what is expression, equation, everything, and yes, here we have defined an equation. which is involving with variables and constants. It's said to be algebraic equation. So here you can write the topic name. It is nothing but algebraic equation. So after this, you have to do all these things. I know, I think you know this very well. Okay, that's why I'm not mentioning the procedure. I'm just uh, fully focusing on the topic itself. Now sum up. How to sum up? That means we have to post the questions in whatever the lecture we have given for the last minutes. Okay, so you can ask, what is an algebraic equation? What is a linear equation? What is the solution of a linear equation? Like that. And even you can ask them to give some more examples of linear equations, and like that. Okay, now by showing this one, that is 2x minus 7 is equals to 35, and we obtained x is equals to 21. Likewise, you can give an assignment, for example, 3y plus 2 is equals to 29. So find the value of y. Okay, so whenever you are asking them to find the value of y, 3y plus 2 is equals to 29 is the equation. So 3y is equals to 29 minus 2, which is equals to 27. Therefore, y is equals to 27 by 3, which is equals to 9. So the value of y is 9. So this problem, this type of simple problems you can give for assignment. Later, you can give one more example, simple example, 4m is equals to 16. Now find what is the value of m. Whenever you are writing that 4m is equals to 16 on the board, they will be telling that m is equals to 16 by 4, which is equals to 4, right? Okay. Likewise, we have to give them simple examples, and we have to encourage them by clapping or appreciating, like that, those who answers very quickly. Now, one more thing is, suppose here you have taken what is an algebraic equation. You are telling what is algebraic equation. Now, what are the TLMs to be used here? Do you have any idea about TLM? See, TLM is very important. Teaching learning method is very important. You should not use only the blackboard presentation in teaching. Why? Because the TLM will be allotted 10 marks in the practicals, right? Many of your seniors have done the same mistake. They have not prepared any TLMs for the topics, and they are telling that, ma'am, how can we prepare a TLM for this particular topic, like that? But it is not right. Okay, see, for example, here also we have no TLMs to be used. Is there any TLM to be used for this algebraic equation or algebraic expression? No. Where we can find? But even though we have to use TLMs. First, let me give an example for this algebraic equation. So you can show some different algebraic equations in one chart. That means here you are using one TLM. Okay, different algebraic equations of degree 1. First you have to write some algebraic equation, and later as the variable x is having only degree 1, it is called a linear equation. So these are all the examples of linear equations like that. Okay, and in second one, you can use the chart having solved examples of linear equations. For example, here we have done 2x minus 7 is equals to 35, and we are telling that x is equals to 21, and we have given the home assignments. 3y plus 2 is equals to 29 is one problem, and 4m is equals to 16 as another problem. Two problems we have given for assignment. So likewise, you can solve some two examples in another chart, and you can show them. So this is one algebraic equation, which is nothing but the linear equation, and so this is the solution of that particular equation. Likewise, you can prepare a chart for two more examples. That means in total you are using two charts. That's enough. Okay, rather than not using any TLM, usage of two charts is enough. No, why? Because it is having 10 marks. Why should we lose? Okay, so this is about the algebraic equation. I think it is very clear. Even though if you are having any doubts, you can post the message in our WhatsApp group, or if it is not possible to type everything as we are in equations, so you can record your message. Okay, recording audio, I think. Okay, you can put the recorded message, so I will clarify those doubts. Now coming to the lesson plan 2. So this algebraic equation I have taken from 8th standard textbook, and this probability from 9th standard textbook. Okay, actually I love probability, I like statistics very much, that's why I have chosen this topic. Okay, now for this explanation of probability, first you have to take one coin and one dice. Okay, but whenever we are explaining about the tossing of a coins at a time, that means we are using two coins, so you have to carry out two coins and one die with you before explaining this one, as you have to use in TLMs. Okay, so first you have to show the coin and ask them, students, what is this? You have to ask. They will obviously say, yes ma'am, we know it is a coin. Okay, now you will ask a question, how many sides will a coin have? You have to show a coin in your hand, so they will be telling two sides. What are they? If you ask, they will be telling head is one side and the tail is the another side. Right. So we have to appreciate that. Very good. Now if we toss a coin, will it get only head? Okay, if we toss a coin, nobody can expect whether it is a head or tail. Okay, so now some students say yes and some students say no, so they will be giving these two answers, yes or no, randomly. Okay, depending upon the luck or depending upon the time, whatever it may be, they will be telling these two answers randomly. So now you can ask them, how can we tell yes or no? The students will keep quiet, or some of the students who are very intelligent, they will be telling we told randomly, like that. Okay, so if we toss a coin, we may or we may not get head, right? They will tell, yes teacher. Very good. This may or may not happen is called probability. Okay, it may or may not happen. This is a simple English definition, simple English language definition for probability. May or may not happen. Now let us explain with one more example. You have to ask, students, will it rain tonight? They will tell no. How can you tell no? If we ask, they will tell that it is very sunny today, there are no clouds in the sky, like that. Okay, right. Now we have to ask them this question, how can you tell that it won't rain? It may rain. Who knows about the climatic conditions? Tonight it may rain or it may not rain. Okay. Why? Because these climatic conditions are having many more fluctuations. We can't expect by what time it will be more humid, by what time it will be very cool, by what time it rains, like that. Okay. Even we are having many jokes that whenever the TV, that weather report, if they are telling if we won't get any rain, definitely we will receive rains for 2 3 days. If they are telling people, please be alert, we are getting heavy rains, then we won't expect even a single drop of rain. Okay, like that we can't expect what will happen. So this is the best example for probability also. So the rain may or may not happen by today or tonight, like that. Okay, so this is the live example. Also you can pose some more questions depending upon our daily life. For example, if there is a car, then is it possible to tell this the journey, the time taken by car to reach a particular place? Oh, no, we can't tell that. Why? Because depending upon the traffic, we will reach that particular place. If there is no traffic, then we can reach the destination within less time. And if the traffic is many more much traffic, then it will take much time to reach destination. So likewise you can give the examples. Okay, now take the coin and you toss that coin. Okay, your head will be arrived. Now you will ask the students what is the result. That means you have to show the result at least to the first bench students. So the first bench students will tell that it is head. Very good. Tossing a coin is said to be an experiment. Okay, now see here, first you have taken a coin and tossed. So this taking a coin and tossing a coin is called an experiment. Again, here you are using the word experiment, which is the English definition. Okay, but coming to the statistical definition, experiment is called as trial. Okay, here I have written. You can see here, trial. Okay. Now, tossing a coin is said to be an experiment. Getting head is called an outcome. Of course, here we are focusing on head. Why? Because we have arrived with head. Okay, if we arrived with the if we arrived with the tail, then what will be the answer? Tail. So, getting tail is called an outcome. In statistical language, this outcome is known as, in English language, the outcome is known as result. So the result in statistical language, we are calling it as outcome. So here we have arrived with head. This head is said to be event. Okay. Also, particular thing is called event. That means here the particular thing in the above example is head. Tossing a coin is an experiment or trial. Occurring head is event, or occurring tail is an event. Getting event in the sense getting either head or tail particularly is said to be the outcome. That means result. Is it clear? We'll be asking them. So they will be telling that yes teacher. So you have to explain here very carefully by taking a coin. Why? Because this is the main gist we are explaining to that particular hour. The students must be able to know what is trial, what is event, and what is an outcome. Right. Okay. Now, students, if we toss a coin, we will get either head or tail. Right? We'll be asking. So they will be telling yes, teacher. So tossing a coin once, the result will be either head or tail. Okay. If we put these possible outcomes together, it is called sample space and it is denoted by capital S. Therefore, capital S sample space is equals to H comma T. That means if we toss a coin for once, then the possible outcomes are H comma T. Likewise, if we take two coins and toss them at a time, then we will be arriving um, two tails at a time, two heads at a time, one head and one tail, or one tail and one head. First of all, you must be clear what is happening here. Then only you can be able to make the students to learn what is the main gist here. Okay. So whenever we are tossing two coins at a time, then the sample space is HH. That means that both the coins will be getting heads. Here HT, that means one coin will be getting head and another coin will be getting two. First coin will be getting T and the second coin will be getting H. Both the coins are getting tails. So the sample space is HH, HT, TH and TT. This is the sample space. Do you understand, children? You will be asking. They will be telling, yes, teacher. Now let us sum up this thing. Now you can ask the students randomly to get up and tell the answer. Please don't allow the students to give group answers. Why? Because it creates a mess in the class. Okay, you should not disturb the other classes, right? So that's why I suggest you every time whenever you want to ask the question, you please ask them to stand up and give the answer. Instead of selecting a particular student, you better pose a question and give them a choice. Those who want to answer to my question, please get up and tell. Don't give me the group answers. Okay. Now you ask the some questions. What is probability? What is trial? What is event? What is an outcome? What is sample space? Everything. So assignment, you can ask them, write the sample space when three coins are tossed at a time. That means they will be getting S is equals to H H H H H T H T H like that. First, you try to write yourself what is the sample space when the coins are tossed. Three coins are tossed at a time. First, you have to write here, and soon after preparing the sample space, then only you have to give the assignment for the students. Okay. Now, what are the TLMs to be used? So you can take a coin photo, the head side photo and the tail side photo, paste these three photos in one chart, and you can show them whenever you are explaining what is a trial or experiment. Okay, this will be very useful for the children. Why? Because this coin is the item we are using, and this head or trail or say head or tail are the possible outcomes you are telling. So it helps the students to understand exactly what is the definition of experiment and what is the definition of an outcome. So in another chart, you have to write very clearly, tossing a coin is nothing but trail, occurring head or a T, whatever it may be, according to your choice, you can prepare. It is an event. Getting H or T is said to be an outcome. Okay, one more important thing, whenever you are giving some representation, whatever it may be either theoretical or problematic, whatever it may be, you have to prepare the charts such that these charts, whatever you have written in these charts, should be visible to the last bench students also. Okay, so you have to write in such a way. For example, see here, I have written on a paper, but it is possible only for the first bench students. Okay, why? Because the font size is very less, and the last bench students who are sitting cannot see this much of less size font. Okay, so that's why your chart presentation will be very clear. It should be very clear. Okay, it should be visible to the last bench students also. In such a way, you have to prepare your charts. Okay, now you can show one more chart. You prepare one more chart by writing the samples space for two dice thrown at a time. Okay, so dice, you know what is dice? I think we are having six sides, 1 point on one side, 2 points on two sides, like that. Likewise, you can write here. So S is equals to 1 1 1 2 1 3, like that. These are all the possibilities. Okay, so as we are having six sides, right? As you are having six sides, first you are starting with 1 comma 1. That means 1, you are fixing the variable 1, and now you are writing here 1. So 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, like that. Okay, 1 comma 6. Now you are writing with 2. You are fixing this number 2, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, next 3 4 5 6. Why? Because in a cube, in a dice, we are having six phases. That's why by fixing the first die, we are separately writing all the remaining possibilities of remaining another second die. So likewise, you can prepare the TLMs for this probability. So here, if you are coming to the second plan, you are focusing on what is probability. Okay, and what is sample space, what is trial, what is outcome, what is event. This is enough for 1 hour. You can explain these things, and I think here the students will take some time to tell what is the sample space for tossing a coin for two times, like that. Okay, so I'm stopping here. If you are having any doubts, you can pose the questions in a group so that I will clarify it. I think it is very clear for you, right? Please don't waste the time. Here I have given only two examples, but depending upon these two examples, you choose five topics and you have to write like this lesson plans. Okay, right.